As a white man, I do not agree with this, and I am on my black and brown brothers and sisters' side. Fight the good fight. Know that I am part of the resistance. Let's fight the power.
Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
How do we stay centered when entangled in a codependent relationship? Well, first, recognize this. The one grasping for control and the one surrendering it are both part of the same illusion, the illusion of separateness. We seek validation, attention, or care because we've forgotten that we are whole, not needing completion from another. To see this is to step back and observe, not from judgment, but from stillness. Notice how the neediness or resistance arises like waves in the ocean. You are not the waves. You are the vastness beneath them. And freedom begins the moment we realize the other is not our salvation, not our burden. They are merely a mirror reflecting the beliefs we hold about ourselves. In that recognition, the grip loosens and love, true love, can flow, not from need, but from being.
Hey, I could smoke a bag of that. If I smoked, I could. Not from need, but from being. Need is equivalent to the desire. Desire is equivalent to lack. He said, you already have it. Very powerful statement. I'm going to save that last wound that I was breaking down when we came forward, now that we've come full circle. And I'm going to go to the phone line real quick. We have Azim from New York. Azim, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Hi. First off, I just want to say I enjoy your show and what I heard the last session.
Yes?
I wanted to talk about... Sorry.
No, go ahead. You're good. I'm listening. You got the floor.
I just wanted to say, speaking on wounds, there's I personally had an inadequacy wound. I felt like I was never good enough.
Mm-hmm.
It put a huge chip on my shoulder, and I had to go through about a 10-year healing process where now I can say, okay, maybe I've overcome it a little bit. Maybe not, I don't know if I'm completely healed yet. I think it's an ever-long journey. But still, I think that I'm glad you're talking about this because I want other people to know that we can overcome that and heal from these things and, like you said, declare our independence.
No, brother, I love the fact that you're sharing and being transparent. I really appreciate that because it does take a certain level of courage to do that. And you're at that level right now. Go ahead. Just finish, brother, because you're cooking. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Okay, so people can heal from all of these things. And one of the things you were just talking about was lack. And I wanted to tie that back into systemic issues.
Sure.
For example, I learned at an early age to not seek validation. And I'm glad I learned that. However, due to our, I guess, capitalistic system, we are not able to access resources unless somebody rich validates us and invests in our thing.
Come on. I hear you. Come on. Keep cooking.
So I want to say that if we have systems where we allow people to access the earth or the commons, we could do things of our own labor. I could go out and say, I'm going to be a woodworker, and I'll literally go to the forest. If I have to cut down a tree, I would do it, renewably, where I plant 2 more. And then I could make a canoe or a piece of furniture or whatever it might be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But without that access to the earth, we're kind of cut off and in a system that forces people to seek the validation of a ruler or an oppressor in order to move on with their life. And I wanted to know if you could talk about how people can establish financial independence.
Listen,
or how that ties into escaping domestic violence too.
Wait, hold on. We'll handle it piece by piece. So the first thing systems are prisons.
Yeah.
Understand? You know what I'm saying? Systems are prisons. See, the government understood a long time ago. A ruler comes and goes, but the system has to continue and continue to evolve. When you have a system in place, people must engage the system in order to extrapolate the goods and services from the commons, right? Otherwise, we could just pull over and chop down a tree for some firewood. We can't do that. There's a system in place. Where there is a system, it needs inmates to make it go. We're the inmates. So I totally understand what you're saying about the commons. And now, from a psychological space, the system that's been put in place is a pattern, right? Or a style that we developed in early childhood. So you talked about having an inadequacy wound. Did that speak to how you were raised? Did you speak to how you were raised? Did someone withhold affection from you? Did they mock you? Did they ridicule you? Did they criticize you? And I'm talking about the people who raised you.
I had Caribbean parents.
Mm-hmm.
So if I don't get certain grades,
right,
I'm unlovable.
Right. Achievement-based, merit-based, right?
And it came with expectations because they know, oh, well, you took a test at school. They know that you're smart.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't do this, then it's like, okay, you're performing under expectation. So I could never be like good enough to be worth celebrating.
Oh, I hear you,
and
brother.
I had to heal a lot from that because I realized some of it was my parents' own internalized colonialism.
Mm-hmm. Come on. You're cooking. But let me say this. The only thing that I would not push back on, but you said, I'm healing and it's going to take a while. I'm better now, but I still got stuff. And that's all fine and dandy. But I would just say one thing. Your healing can end whenever you want it to. End meaning it's complete. End meaning you have healed. ED, past tense. See, I was one who was under the impression that healing is lifelong. But if that's true, how did the ancient Buddhists reach moksha, which is enlightenment? Or the ancient Hindu reach nirvana, which is enlightenment. Right? So there is an end to healing. The question is, have you done a thorough enough job, an audit, an internal audit of what you're holding on to? Right?
I actually love that you bring that up. In a past episode, you talked about introspection.
Yes.
So I've been doing a lot of the introspection and, as other people like to say in spiritual circles, shadow work.
Right.
So I've done that, and I could say I've healed the not good enough wound.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the introspection, it has also made me aware of, hey, you know what? There are other things that I could do better.
No. So, that's comparison. That brings you back into inadequacy. Why? Because the inadequacy simply means not good enough. So associated with inadequacy is I can do better, which is your parents. It's do you see? Listen, do you see what I'm saying? Listen to how this works now, because this is important. You said inadequacy. Wounds stem from withholding affection, mocking, ridicule, and or comparisons. This wound is seated in the primary emotion of desire. I can do better, which means I didn't do my best. Do you see? That's the inner critic piece. Do you see?
I still have to, I guess, that's why I think I'm still healing and not healed.
Yes. And healing is great, but you can get to healed. We just don't want to frame it as healing is a lifelong process anymore.
I totally get that, and I'm sorry I even said that.
No. This is a breakthrough. This is good. This is good. So just remember, right? Desire. Right? You're introspective. You're looking in. You're looking at yourself. You're dealing with yourself. The moment you begin to desire better, what did you create?
Lack.
Shackle.
Ooh.
Do you see? A shackle that locks you back into the inadequacy cycle. So that's your particular wound, the inadequacy wound. If it's a distrust wound, right? Deceit. Do you see? Or paranoia. Or do you see? Manipulation locks you back into the distrust wound. Do you see?
Yes.
If it's a judgment wound, right? Punishing, scolding, fear of embarrassment locks you back in to the cycle. Do you see? For you, it's desire for more. What is the counter to desire?
I guess
No.
Well, if desire is like lack.
So what is the counter?
Would it be abundance?
No. The counter to desire is contentment. Do you see?
I definitely see it. You put me onto some wisdom there.
Do you see? That's how.
Yes.
So that's how. Again, this is why I'm saying you're not free until you can look at yourself without judgment, without condemnation, without ridicule, without embarrassment, when you're able to integrate. This is what psychologists and clinicians are talking about when they talk about self-integration or self-individuation. Individuation is bringing that shadow and integrating it with your mask. It is the whole you. You bring a fragment of yourself into a damn relationship expecting to be made whole by another fragment.
Yeah, that's toxic.
Do you see?
Yes. I've previously spoken to people and said that we have to be two wholes.
Yes.
That a couple is 200%, not 100%.
Come on. Yes. It's like music publishing. 100% writers, 100% composers, 200%. Let's go.
Oof, oof.
Hey, brother, let me just say, man, Azim, guess what you just did, brother?
I don't even know. You tell me, brother.
I'm going to tell you, you just brought New York City in the building, Azim. You got a seat at the table anytime you want to call in, man. That was one of the best calls ever on the Voice of Reason. Get in here. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me, 1-800-920-1580. We're on complete fire.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
The revolution will not be televised.
What's up? It is Killer Mike, also known as Michael Render, and I'm encouraging you to listen to more, not less of Truth Time with Dr. Cornel West and Senator Nina Turner on KBLA Talk 1580.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
How much a dollar really costs? The question is detrimental, paralyzed in my thoughts. Parasites in my stomach keep me with a gut feeling, y'all. Gotta see how I'm chilling once I park this luxury car. Hopping out feeling big as Mutombo. 20 on pump 6, dirty Marcellus called me Dumbo. 20 years ago, can't forget. Now I can lend them my ear or two. How to stack these residuals tenfold. The liberal concept that men do. 2006, it didn't hear me. Indigenous African, only spoke Zulu. My American tongue was lyric. Walked out the gas station, a homeless man with a 70-tan complexion. Asked me for 10 rand, stressing about dry land. Deep water, powder blue skies that crack open. A piece of crack that he wanted. I knew he was smoking, he begged and pleaded. Asked me to feed him twice, I didn't believe it. Told him beat it. Contributed money just for his pipe, I couldn't see it. He said, my son, temptation is one thing that I've defeated. Listen to me, I want a single bill from you. Nothing less, nothing more. I told him I didn't have it, then closed my door. Tell me how much a dollar cost.
The only person that this emotion of hatred or anger or frustration or resentment, the only person that this is hurting is me, because those chemicals are down-regulating genes and creating disease. And a person finally really realizes that, and they really decide change. When they overcome the emotion, the memory without the emotion is called wisdom, and that's the name of the game in three-dimensional reality. Now they're ready for a new experience. It's not reliving the past. You don't need to. You don't need to talk about it. All you need to do is overcome the emotion. When you overcome the emotion, you're free from the past. You can see it from a greater level of consciousness. And that's when a person, so many times when they truly change, they'll say this. We've seen it over and over again. They reach that point where they finally break through, and some of them have had some really difficult past. They'll say, I would not want to change one thing in my past because it brought me to this moment. That's the moment the past no longer exists. And they can look at their betrayers and see it what all had to happen for that moment. And now they're free. They no longer belong to the past. They belong to the future.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason, we are complete fire. Oh, God. How to write your internal Declaration of Independence is tonight's topic. The past has been your government. The past is your government. You are governed by the past. That's what a pattern is, right? You're repeating cycles, following the rules of what you modeled, whether it's toxic, healthy, or otherwise. That is what governs you. Yet, you want that which is without pattern. Love. It's without stipulation. It's without condition. You want the unconditioned while remaining conditioned. And you want the unconditioned to protect the wounds that cause you to be perpetually conditioned. Do you see the cognitive dissonance in that? The fifth wound, violation wounds, stems from restricted freedom, physical, mental, and emotional boundary violations, and or unmet needs and expectations. This wound is seated in the primary emotion of anger. One of the ways people overcompensate to shroud this wound is through aggression and combativeness. Do you understand? I suffer from this wound. Yes, I'm not ashamed. I've suffered from this wound greatly, mightily. I've lost a lot because I didn't know how to regulate this wound. Avoidance may manifest in passive-aggressive tactics, resentment and or spite, get back, tit for tat. What are some ways that unresolved wounds rule, govern, siphon your sovereignty from your perception of what freedom looks like for yourself and others? How might our neurotic need for control be a projection of the freedom we feel powerless to obtain? How can understanding triggers through the lens of inner work curriculum provide insight into areas of codependency, lack of consciousness, and fear? What are some signs that we are using the object of our distrust as a scapegoat in the hopes of eliminating and or reducing our shadow work? Do you guys understand? Right? When drafting your declaration, how might listing grievances against internalized oppression mirror the colony's taxation without representation, both systems extracting vitality without consent. Your wounds extract vitality from your spirit without consent, but yet your partner is the problem. Chronic cortisol spikes from codependency versus colonial economic drains. Can the amygdala's fight or fight response, hijacked by generational fear, become your Boston Tea Party, destroying toxic cargo to reclaim psychic ports? If neural pathways are neural colonies governed by ancestral rulers, how might neurofeedback training serve as your constitutional convention? Here's the epigenetic tie, right? Demethylating OXTR genes to dissolve loyalty oaths to family trauma. Yes, you have an oath to the trauma that lives in your family. You have an oath to it. It might be unconscious. It might be unspoken. But because they're family, blood is thicker than water. Do you understand? How might repressed desires act as Benedict Arnold's traitorous leaks, sabotaging your sovereignty, demanding integration versus execution? From Carl Jung's perspective, shadow negotiations as treaties of Paris for internal civil wars? Can perfectionism, like the intolerable acts, enforce cognitive coercion, taxing self-worth through unmeetable standards? It's a lot to process. And you guys know I'm a big fan of Dr. David R. Hawking's work and that consciousness grid. All of us, many of us, most of us living at near the bottom. Shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, pride. But what we saw tonight from Azim out of New York was consciousness. It was pure consciousness. And you know why? Because he came in at the vibrating level of courage. That is the turning point for Hawking's consciousness grid. Courage, vibrating at 200, affirmation, view of life feasible. He came in with the courage to talk about something that he has dealt with. These are not easy topics. Yes, we make them entertaining. But the reality of it is, your inner civil war is not going to be entertaining for you. You have to fight it because that's why you're here. When we come forward, guess what we're going to do? We're going to go back to the phone lines.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. Columbus, Georgia NAACP is demanding an investigation into John Anger's quick appointment to City Council, citing possible violations of Georgia's Open Meetings Act. They're urging Mayor Skip Henderson to support a probe, claiming the process lacked transparency. Black Rep. Jasmine Crockett of Texas is denying mocking Governor Greg Abbott's wheelchair use after calling him Governor Hot Wheels. She says the remark targeted his migrant relocation policies, not his disability. Black New York Attorney General Letitia James is urging 23andMe customers to delete their data after the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, citing over $214 million in debt. James says New Yorkers can request deletion of personal data and DNA samples through her office. And civil rights attorney Ben Crump is donating $10,000 to Tennessee State University's hockey program, the first at an HBCU. Launched in 2023, the team aims to raise $5 million for scholarships and facilities. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Every day a child in poverty waits for a sponsor is another day of hopelessness. There are thousands of kids who've been waiting over a year. End their wait. Sponsor a child with compassion today. Just text the word radio to 83393.
We've got a lot to talk about.
On January 7th, 2025, the Eaton Canyon Fire scorched Altadena, torching everything in its path. Homes, wealth, and legacy burned in one night. But will Altadena rise from the ashes? I'm James Farr. On the Conversation Live Altadena Rising, we're chronicling the recovery, the resilience, and justice for the nation. This is the show of record, unapologetically progressive. We're not blacking down. So join me, James Farr, on the Conversation Live Altadena Rising every Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific with the rebroadcast on Sunday at noon.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
To the 100 million people who owe the IRS money, this message is for you. We've helped tens of thousands of people close the door on their tax debt. So if you feel like you're stuck in a hole with IRS tax debt, then this is the easiest way to get a resolution quickly. To qualify for a no-pay or low-pay resolution, visit taxclosure.org to get free from the IRS once and for all.
To keep your bank accounts, income, and assets secure, tax closure is your same-day cure.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. The Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
After you use Bounce Dryer sheets and realize how fresh, soft, less wrinkled, and less staticky your laundry can be, you'll put a sheet on it every time. Like those socks that smell like they've been through a marathon. Put a sheet on it. Or that blanket that's got wrinkles on its wrinkles. Put a sheet on it. Maybe even your chatty coworker who keeps distracting you. Okay, Bounce Dryer sheets can't do it all. But for fresher, softer, better laundry, put a sheet on it with Bounce.
Lena Bloom for the Bail Project. Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail and someone offers you a way out. Just plead guilty and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What do you do? What thousands have. You plead guilty whether you are or not. Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
success, be nobleness, and ever again divine. And you know, when I was in school, we used to sing it something like this. Listen here. Oh, beautiful, far spacious skies, far amber waves of grain.
The top signs that you have an unworthiness core wound. Number one, you may not consciously think that you are coming from this place of unworthiness, but you are constantly trying to earn your worth in your actions or behaviors. You may overcompensate for things, go above and beyond, or try way too hard to overgive and under-receive because you're trying to equilibrate for that feeling of lacking worth. Number two, you may actually have a difficult time receiving love, connection, favors, or support from other people in your life, thus causing you to feel this sense of, I can't take from you because I won't be worthy of maintaining our relationship long-term if I do. Number three, you may find that you go out of your way to explain yourself all the time, to tell people why you did what you did, as if you are feeling like at any minute they're going to think you are unworthy and drop you.
Listen, I'm trying to liberate you. I'm trying to liberate myself with you. Let's get free, people. Let's get free. Again, you've heard it said before. The most powerful shackles are the psychological ones. And just because you're free to roam here and there, it doesn't mean you're free internally. The metaphor for tonight is journal. Write your internal independence, right? Declaration of independence. Write your internal declaration of independence. We all have inner work to do, and it is a must that we face it. Listen, time is flying. We got callers on the line. I want to get them in here ASAP. Who's been on the longest? Attila from Houston, Texas. Attila, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Pio, what's going on?
What up, niece? What's cracking?
This is too good. This is too good. Okay, so real quick, something that just came to me, and I think there was somebody in the chat, I forgot their name. They were asking questions which kind of made me think about what kind of is like at the crux of this topic. And it got me thinking about Murdy, of course. And he talks about contradiction, right? So, and that's being the reason why we are never really satisfied. And so when you think about the way that we either overcompensate or avoid, essentially, and that being our defense mechanism for triggers that we have based on these wounds, I'm wondering if they work simultaneously, meaning like in 1 minute you are overcompensating and in the next you are avoiding, depending on the given situation. And so the reason why I say that is because the wound that I think really resonated with me was the wound of distrust. Because, baby, I do not trust people. But when you read the book, they talk about basically how the wound of distrust, there's like a swing back and forth between fear and security. And when I think about like my upbringing, it makes perfect sense. Because I had security in the sense of like physical safety, but I feel like emotionally there was a lot of fear and a lot of programming around how to share emotions, when it's safe to share emotions, if you share them.
Right.
And so as a result, not only do I not trust people, but I'm also not really trustworthy because I don't have a full-formed way of sharing myself like authentically yet. Like I'm working on it, but that's all I gotta say.
Listen, you can't just drop a bomb where you just transparent and open and you just telling the truth about yourself. See, I'm not really trustworthy, neither. I love it.
I'm not.
Let's normalize being a human being. Let's normalize that, right? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Hey, let me just say, niece, I appreciate you. Guess what you just did?
All right, Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is up in the house. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Who's on the line? Theo, Charleston, South Carolina. What's the thoughts, man? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
So I'll say it like I said in the chat. I don't know if you saw it or not. So basically, my own inner wounds keep me a hostage to giving my worth to others because of my own cognitive dissonance. Tells me, based on my past, that I might not deserve from the wounds that I might have inherited.
Wait. You might not. Wait. You have what you have. It's not a matter of deserving.
Right. I think what I'm saying is, though, like, because of my experience and what I was taught growing up as far as what is the understanding I believe to be safety, if a parent tells me, stay within this area where I can see you, but I might want to go around the corner where my friends are, but my family members are keeping me protected to stay away from being wounded.
So let me just say this, because I've been working with you for a while. And what I don't want you to do is shirk your responsibility here. The whole piece about I might not deserve the wound that I inherited, that's a heavy statement. Here's the thing. You get who you are. You get what you are. This is a lineage thing. This is intergenerational trauma being passed down. It's not really oh, I deserve this or I don't deserve this. What it is an opportunity to download this psycho-spiritual curriculum so it can stop with you. Because otherwise, if you have children and you're unhealed, you're going to go back to the patterns you know. Patterns equal the past. Knowledge is a reflex of memory, Krishnamurti. So psychological knowledge, this is what I know. This is how I was raised. You're going to pass on that wounding. Do you understand?
Right.
Unless
so how do you drop those chains?
Again. Wait, no. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Stay right there because I'm gonna give you the whole breakdown. When we come forward, Theo always wants some extra sauce and some extra pickles. I'm gonna give it to him.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
The Eaton Canyon fire devastated many black families in Altadena, taking more than just homes. It took memories, legacies, and generational wealth. The heart of a black community is now in jeopardy, but Justice Coalition, led by Gage and King LA Lawyers for the People, are here to help. If you've lost your home, we are standing by to hold insurance companies and utilities accountable for the damage caused. When the community suffers, we all suffer. Together, we can rebuild what was lost. Your recovery starts today. Call 626-429-1259. That's 626-429-1259. Or visit www.eatonfirelawyers.net. Justice Coalition, Gage and King, LA Lawyers for the People. We got you. Call 626-429-1259. Visit www.eatonfirelawyers.net. Again, 626-429-1259. This is attorney advertising. Past results do not guarantee future outcomes. Legal representation is provided by licensed attorneys.
Testing.
We're live from Chick-fil-A.
This is Grant.
And this is Laura.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that sweet bun.
And that chicken filet was perfectly crispy and soft at the same time.
And that Smokehouse Barbecue sauce, it's a lot of fun. And the brown sugar bacon definitely had a little bit more pizzazz. Also, the Mac, one of the all-time greats. Man, I'm getting hungry.
Order the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and a Coca-Cola on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom? She started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the beast. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the beast. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the beast. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the beast.
Codependency is a problem where a person gives all the love, respect, caring, trust, and protection to an individual who does not reciprocate and will not reciprocate, and yet they stay in a relationship. So now we have this clean explanation. And then what I painstakingly have done in this book is talk about all of the other variables that come with this disorder. So, for example, if someone has major depression, just like ADHD, they are clinically depressed, and there is and the depression impacts the quality of their life. And then there's all sorts of other problems, all sorts of personality types. There's not one type of a depression if you got that diagnosis. So the same with codependency. There you can I created person.
Hey, Dr. Ross Rosenberg is always cooking with the rarest grease. Listen, we got callers on the line. I want to get through these quickly. We're at the last 10 minutes of the show, so please keep your thoughts brief. Theo, Charleston, South Carolina. You asked how. Is that how, what?
Yep.
Yeah.
How do we drop the chains, the mental chains, so not be able to pass it on to the next generation?
Here is the standard response. Go to therapy.
Oh, no, I know that.
And that's the standard response.
I know you were giving it out to
Find
everybody.
a great black woman therapist. No disrespect to the brothers out there that are therapists. Find one of them as well. But find somebody of, your culture who understands where you come from, who understands the systemic injustices that, our people have descended from, and start there. But then I would also say you're going to have to go on a spiritual journey, right? And a lot of the concepts that I've introduced on this show, evaluating yourself without judgment, looking at yourself without trying to fix or criticize, accepting yourself, cultivating self-love, self-knowledge, self-approval. You understand what I'm saying? All the self-work that is required. And a lot of it is real simple, right? To be able to sit with yourself as you are is a major discipline that many of us have not mastered, right? Go on a do something about it fast. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah. I got that one.
Do you see?
Go
on a do something about it fast. Because many of us are trying to do something about who we are, which is really just another mechanism for escaping who we are. Sit with who you are and don't judge. That's easier said than done now, isn't it?
Yeah, I had to do that last night, and I feel like I came to the conclusion of something where it made me feel like the frequency changed overnight. It was like, dang,
It ain't gonna change overnight.
I haven't been seeing. Or trust me, it did with the energy that was pulsating today. I feel like I'm telling you though, like it really came to a head. But I'm still working through the shadow work of it because I still haven't closed the door all the way.
Well, I will say this: just be patient with yourself. Don't expect it to hit all at once like the Super Lotto. Okay, just be patient with yourself. It's a process, and give yourself grace. Guess what you just did, my friend?
Charleston in the building.
Charleston's in the building. We appreciate the call. Let me get to it. Truemonger, Dallas, Texas. Long time no hear. What up, bro?
What's going on, man?
I'm good, man. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Oh boy.
That's how I know it. That's how I know it was good. That's how I know it was good. My man said, "Oh boy, okay, there we go."
I mean, what it really boils down to is being observant, paying attention, listening, listening to everything that's around you, everyone that's around you, picking up on patterns, picking up on habits, seeing how they interact with each other, and when you look at yourself, see how you respond to certain things. Basically, at the end of the day, you need to check yourself without really beating yourself up. You can start from there, and then every day is going to bring about something new.
Wow.
So the work is never done. It's just whether you're paying attention or not, and whether you're willing to actually put in the time and effort on yourself.
Right.
Like you said, nothing changes, and only thing that changes in the instant is your train of thought.
Boom.
Then the work.
And then watch when it changed back, right? Because yes,
that will happen.
Yeah.
There'll be certain situations where you may revert back to something that you were trying to get away from. All you got to do is catch. If you catch it and recognize it, you can do something about it and keep moving forward.
Right. Man. Hey, man, it's been a long time, brother. I miss your wisdom, man. I'm glad you was able to tap in with us.
It ain't been that long.
It has, man, but guess what you just did, my brother?
We brought Dallas in the building.
Dallas, Texas is in the house because of our brother Truemonger. And you know it ain't right unless we get South Central Los Angeles up in here. You know it ain't right unless we get our brother.
Yes, sir.
JW from
man.
South Central Los Angeles, man. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Yes, sir, brother. Zoe, I hate that I came in late, but I figured out the topic. And you know what? I can identify with what I go through based on what you were saying and some of the other people like Truemonger and the person ahead of them. Because you know what? I forgot that expression, but they say you can go across country or go on vacation, but you should still have your own brain or your own mind, so you can't run from yourself or your thoughts. I forgot how that expression goes, but I think you might be familiar with it. I'm sure some of the people in the audience are familiar with it. So you can never run from your own thoughts and your mind.
Right.
But yeah, like you said earlier, process.
Wherever you go, there you are, right? Is that it? Wherever you go,
that part,
there you are?
that part right there. And like the other young man was saying overnight, and you said, nah. And he was saying, well, no, I still got to deal with my shadow self. So it is a process. And when you said it, I said, damn, there goes those still my word, because that's my favorite word, process. You know, and it takes time.
I'll give it back to you. No, it's all good, brother.
Yeah, but I'm going to land this plane. Because I know it's already late. The bottom line is this, man. We got to learn how to reinvent ourselves, and it's a psychological and a spiritual effort. And like you said, it's a process.
Yes. Hey, man, guess what? You know we love you, brother. You got your own theme music now. Guess what you just did, brother? Guess what you just did?
Hurry up and not talk too long because I get that theme music for South Central's in the house.
There it is. Thank you, brother. You brought your city in the building. Hey, man, tonight was very interesting. And yes, I'm going to push you a little bit. And some people may think I'm a little harsh or whatever, but I just love my people. And I understand that we carry a lot on our spirits. And we have hurt each other a lot. while coming out of an abusive situation. The only liberation comes from internal liberation. We have to write an internal declaration of independence. The human psyche operates as contested territory, a landscape colonized by ancestral edicts and childhood survival pacts that govern like absentee monarchs. Just as the 18th century revolutionaries rejected Britain's tyranny over mind and body, declaring independence from generational codependency demands epistemological warfare against internalized oppression. This rebellion transcends metaphor. fMRI studies reveal codependent brains exhibit 22% less anterior cingulate cortex activity, according to Dr. Ramani, 2023. Neurological proof of hijacked self-governance. The Crown's 5 edicts of subjugation: rejection as a royal decree, judgment as the Stamp Act, distrust as proclamation of siege, inadequacy as currency sabotage, violation as border incursion. Revolutionary tactics for neural emancipation. If you don't heal you, I'm sad to say, no one ever will. It is not another person's job to come in and do what only you can do. Listen, I started the conversation. It's really up to you to finish it. If you enjoyed tonight's topic, don't hesitate to come back tomorrow night, because I got another slapper ready for you. We appreciate everybody. I'm gone. Deuces.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know.